Okay, hey there guys, so in today's video we're going up against Newn, first time of the season for them, and then, yeah. So this is now the first war of that second week, so we're at War 4. Gonna want to get back onto a better track after that loss to GT40. 0-0, tough result, but on to the next war, on to the next week, and time to see if we can get this win. So, Newn, great alliance, a lot of great people there, and just, yeah, wanting to do our best. This is another one of the very big wars of the season. I'd say Newn are always a very, very solid contender, and they've only been getting stronger. I feel like they've been getting more consistent. So, starting up here, path 4, double path 4 here. So, going to start up here with this Mojo with the rank 5 Void. And this fight, Mojo's pretty good. Void, pretty good for Mojo. Void, pretty good for Mojo. I'm going to fight fairly aggressive in this fight, which might be a little bit of an issue here, and I tried right there. I wanted to throw my SP1 right before his Mojo chart, or whatever, I can't remember what it's called, his prompts, I think, go over, and right there is where I make my first mistake of the fight, is I throw that heavy to get a slow on him to get an extra debuff. So now he was at 2, and then he immediately gets stunned, and I was already parrying like right as it happened, so I couldn't like back out of that. And now he's almost at an SP2. I don't want to dex because I don't want the degen on me, but in hindsight, recognizing how this fight goes, I technically could because of the global. The global reduces his degen, I believe, by a bit. So he's also going to have a lot of extra attack rating here because he has the steady build up Fury, and he also has that Fury from, what's it called? From when a debuff applies. And as you can see, though, that degen is doing no damage to me because I have a lot of debuffs on him. Right there, he gets an unstoppable, but fortunately I have a lot of debuffs on him and he's almost dead, so the debuffs just tick him down. He was just not throwing that special, and that was just, it made me very, very panicked there for a while because it's a lot of damage. Like, I'm just going back and I'm not able to attack, and then he's just not throwing it, and when you start to get to your wall against Mojo is when you start to feel panicked, especially after that second war of the season for me. The wall is not where I like being right now, but it's not the worst place to be overall. So here is Droplets, little I-bomb. I believe it was only a rank 3, so I was not too concerned about this fight. What I wanted to do was I actually wanted to try to trigger my Frenzy right before my SP2, because I have so many Furies here that I just wanted to like trigger it, but I was at 5 and it didn't trigger. I thought it was at 5 for some reason, but I miscounted or something, I guess. And so I just have to wait. I'm just waiting for him to come back in here. I just don't want him to throw an SP2. That time oh, I'm so dumb. Insult to injury. That might have been the reason I didn't trigger my frenzies. Might have been insult to injury from a debuff having reduced ability accuracy. Either way, though, the fight's very easy. It's a low HP fight, and pretty quick there with Mole Man with just all the crits, everything like that going on, right? So can't complain too much. And do I have to use another power start one? Yeah, because I have to heal up Mole Man, so I have to put on another power start one here. But again, pretty big war. Not like super crazy fights, but definitely some tougher fights. Right, this Null here, I've taken this a lot before on that older map, which is pretty much the same map, but taken this Null a ton on path 4 before. Haven't actually seen him there too much, I feel like, this season or last season. I feel like I didn't see him as much. He was still there, just not as often. So my strat, right, I back off and I just like triggering Frenzy right away, and I just play my Unstoppables. So the only issue with that, though, is he definitely places with Inequity, so it's lowering my attack rating for those Living Abyss debuffs. And right here is where the only issues with this fight can technically happen. But I'm just going to play my Monster Mass Unblockable Resist, and it doesn't even like lose my, what's it called? I don't even lose my Monster Mass, but as you can see, with all these debuffs, I'm definitely doing less damage. I'm 2 SP2s in with a rank 5 Suicided Mole Man, and I'm not killing him yet. So it's a lot of damage resistance there from Inequity, I believe. But fight gets done, and not too much health lost, so it's all fine in the end, right? And back to the Claire fight. So Suicide's off. This floor, I had to switch around so many masteries. I went Suicides. I started then had to put suicides on, then had to take them off, and then I'm actually going to have to put them back on for the next fight, because again, New Nation is a tougher war, so I can't be giving away a silly death off of not having suicides, or I can't like throw the time single-handedly by not having suicides on. So had to make sure that was all set up, and I'm putting on a bit of despair, or a bit of extra despair, because it really helps when you have a higher level of despair when you're quaking, I find, because when you're quaking, they heal a lot from the willpower. So I like, if I can have that second point in despair on, I do like to have that second point in despair on. And there was, oh yeah, right there, I instantly start off with a parry, but kind of because of the last one, I assumed my aftershocks are going to get there first, and they do, so she does not gain any MD from there. And that's 20% every tick. And where does it happen? There's going to be another mistake I make here, but again, Quake fight, just shake it in the corner. That's all you got to do. If you can Quake fights, the reason why I sometimes like speeding them up is Quake fights, there's not like a strategy besides you do what Quake does. Like Void, there's a bit of timing, or Mole Man, there's like timing and a couple of things like that. But right there, I actually trigger my MD because I drop a heavy, and it was outside of concussions. I get a placebo on me, and she goes unstoppable. And somehow I had the concussion up for the instant that the placebo fell off. So she didn't gain the MD there, or right now she'd be at 1 bar of power, and that would have been really, really bad. But finish it off, and 2 of Jelly's fights down. So I actually meant to heal up Mole Man before I put on the invul boost, because I need an invul boost for this next fight here, which is Droplet's Void. So I'm taking this Void again. As I said in the other one, it's a pretty simple matchup, and I can definitely do this fight very well. Something about it, it's just like a little like, where you're trying to like not use Void's Frenzy. It's just, using Void's Frenzy just feels like so much how you're supposed to play him, that it's weird when you're trying to like not Dex, and you're trying to keep your shrugging ability available. So yeah, but Suicides is going to make this fight go so much faster this time, because the last time I took this in that first war of the season, I don't think I had Suicides on for it, is what I want to say. And right there, I instantly eat a combo. Fortunately, there's only 2 hits, so I still actually have 1 hit left on my invul, and my shrugging is working pretty well right now, and I'm just trying... I just want to get up to my SP2, because I have the 200% power back boost on, so even without Frenzy on, I'm going to do an absolute ton of damage here. But as you can see, like, from trying to bait some specials, it really gave him a lot of power from the power snack. Right here, I was trying to avoid that Dex, because if I'd avoided that Dex, I could have actually done another special there before the power stings, and you can see how much damage I took there in that interim with Frenzy up, because I was not able to be shrugging off the power stings, and then I mistimed the combo. But still above 70% health until right now. And that bleed is not going to finish him off, but it's just about going to do it. And I hit him with 1 last hit, and it's only a minute fight. So, Salty versus New Nation for that 4th war of the season. We get a good victory to bounce back after a loss. Both wars being pretty low deaths, 0 then 1. So, pretty happy with how the season started so far and how it's continuing to go. Hopefully we continue this momentum and get some more wins, and we can keep it close with GT until the very end, and then hopefully maybe we can even sneak back into first. That'd be really fun, but this is a really good step to bounce back, beating a good alliance 3-1. We would have won time, I believe, even if we did tie, but we didn't, so it's okay in the end, but I think we had time, if I remember correctly. And that'll do it for this war. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope today's war goes well for you. Bye.